I'm putting in another row. You can see where I've started here, kind of doing an edge all the way down. And I'm using that board down there as a straight edge. And I've measured from that side of that row to here, because the other side is like from that side to this side, and then over here is going to be another edge, just like this one, just like I did this all down through here where all these little tomatoes are growing, and the cucumbers down there. So I'm just using that board as a straight edge, and I'm using that shovel there. I'm just kind of like pushing it down into the dirt. It's an edger's shovel, so I'm just following the straight edge to do my edge there. And then I'll do the same thing just a little bit further over, and I'll create a nice little trench like that. And what's in there, I end up flipping, right? I just scoop it and flip it. Almost like scoop out like half an inch, right? That helps get the roots and stuff for pretty much all the plants that are growing on the surface. I've already started like right there, getting the little weeds out of that area where the little tomatoes are. So I'm gonna continue doing that on down through here, all the little weeds that have popped up in there. Plus what's growing on the side, I'll be taking care of that with a hoe or something later. But the dirt that I get out of here, I'm gonna flip that way. And eventually this will become higher than there and there, so that next spring this will actually be the row that I grow in, hopefully, depending on how things go. I'll do another update on this here in a little bit, but I'm going to be taking it down as far as that shovel is down there, so I'd have 2 rows through here. And I was thinking about getting some of that landscaping fabric and just laying it like in between these 2 rows, and that'll make it easier, for the middle of this row to be under control and not grow full of weeds and stuff. And or I may put some plastic down or something. But anyway, I'm doing that right now, and I'll give you a follow-up here in just a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got a bunch of little tomatoes that are in here that are just like these tomatoes that I've got growing here. So if I do another row of those here, and when they cross-pollinate or pollinate between the two because they're so close, they'll be the same kind of tomato. And then I've got some of the bigger tomato, they're about so big around, like the ones on that end of that. So the ones on that end of the 4x8 are the bigger ones. The ones on this are the little grape size tomatoes. So I just have to figure out what I'm going to do with them. But those that I put in there were just from little rotten tomatoes that went bad, that we didn't get a chance to eat. And I came out here and squished them, onto the dirt, and then mixed them in with my fingers, and they're coming on. I guess you can see them in there. Bunch of little tomato plants all in there, all up and down that row. So I get the little weeds out, you'll be able to see them better. I'll be getting the weeds out from around these cucumbers as well. All right, let me get busy. After using that board as a straight edge, and measuring from this side to this side, so it should be even all the way down between the 2 rows. Well, this is one row that I just did. I took this straight edge. It's a straight edger. It's flat, right? So I took this and I did straight edge all the way down, and then ran this up underneath it because it's flat. I could run it up underneath, you know, just like a half an inch all the way down, and then I used that and I flipped it over to here. So what you're seeing here is what I turned over, right? Did the same thing on this side, but you can't see it as much now. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this shovel. Let me hold it with a different hand. I'm taking this shovel, and I'm just going to go down through here and do this and just, oh, there's an earthworm down there. I don't want to get him. So I'm just loosening it all the way down like this. And what that's doing is loosening the dirt, you know, anywhere from a quarter or anywhere from a half an inch to an inch. Loosen it. That way, whenever I take those tomato seeds, or take the tomatoes and squish them and spread them all out in here, then it'll be easy to you know, get them in the dirt. So just all I'm doing is just holding it with one hand, moving it up and down, all the way up and down this little out there, kind of twisting it around here and there. That way I get a good coverage. Of course, every once in a while I hit a little rock, but that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with a little rock in your garden. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and swap hands and finish this up. These tomatoes, got some in the baggie there, and then that little container over there. And they pretty much went bad, but you know, if you squish them, I mean, look at that. It's full of seeds. But I was just taking these and squishing them, and then just throwing them down in there. I don't care where they turn up at. I'm just gonna, ooh, look at that. See, that one's definitely gone bad. It's moldy and yucky. But if you just squeeze them, you got all kinds of little seeds in there. Just throw them down. And same here, just be careful you don't squirt yourself in the eye with them. See? Whoop. Yuck, slippery, slimy. But that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with slippery, slimy. Yuck. But tell you what, when we get some more tomatoes growing out of this thing, it's gonna be great. And I'm not worried about putting too many tomato seeds in there. I'd rather have, now we'll still have some left over for next year. Just tons of tomatoes. But I'll just keep doing this and doing this. And I'm gonna have a bunch of little tomatoes growing. Any kind of tomato, even if you get one from the grocery store and it goes bad, you know, you can do the same thing with that. In fact, an easy way to get some good tomatoes is go to the grocery store, find some really good tomatoes that are like homegrown by locals, and just get those tomatoes, bring them home, take the seeds out of them, and do this. Just spread them all around. Oop, got some of them in the grass. Oh well, that happens. And just squish them and throw them in. Ooh, that one got me in the face. Look. Pour that bag out. Sometimes they'll collect in the bottom of the bag. Just go ahead and pour them out. Whew. All right, well, if I stand back, you can see, kind of spread them all around that little area. I still have a ton of tomatoes, or tomato seeds over there to do that with. So that's cantaloupe seeds there. I brought them out here and they already got fuzzy. That's okay. I'm gonna take cantaloupe. I don't know where I'm gonna put the cantaloupe seeds. If you look at them, you can see them all down in there. It's just the top got fuzzy. All right, well, let me grab some more of these out of here. Ooh, look how those things went bad. Yuck. Ooh, get up. All right. So I'm just gonna pick up where I left off down here. Grab one of these. Ew, nasty. But full of seeds. Full of good seeds. Go back down this way. I'm taking the same size, like that one right there is a bigger size. That'll go in a different place. But taking all the ones, these are like big grape size tomatoes. And I'm just throwing them all in the same little area here. It's okay if I get an extreme overabundance of little tomato plants growing right here. I don't mind. They have a little competition, but I'll be bringing in some compost and some mulch. I'm doing some mulching, composting, feeding them, little bits here and there. Oh, come on. Whew. Look at that. I got some up in there, but that's okay. I'm not gonna go try to get them back. If they grow up there, they grow up there. It's perfectly fine with me. Whew, boy, these things got a ripeness to them. All right, so I'm just grabbing little handfuls of them, squishing them and pitching them down in there. But you know what? I would have otherwise just thrown these things away or put them in compost. And they would have just composted. But in this way, I get like a nice little second crop of these tomatoes. My second crop actually might outproduce my first crop. I've got way too many. Jeez. All right. Hooey. All right. Now, I only brought them down to here because, as you can see right there, that's where my other row of tomatoes ended, and then I've got cucumbers there. So what I'm going to do from here down to there is I'm going to do some more cucumbers. So I'll have two rows of cucumbers trellised here, 2 rows of tomatoes trellised there. And that middle area I'm going to end up covering with landscaping fabric. That way I don't have to worry about it too much. I just cover it up and whatever's under it should die. And then along the outsides will be walk space, and I'll just keep them cleaned with a hoe or something. But I tell you what, man, those tomatoes got some power behind them. I can feel them burning my little fingers here. Yeah, they're kind of ripe too. Look at that, I still got a bunch. I got a bunch for more gardens. I don't know where I'm gonna put those. I got these as well. Those are the bigger ones there. All right, put that lid back on there. Now, I need to put these in, little pepper plants and some, I got pepper plants and a buggy. I got one nice basil plant there too. Okay, well, I'll show you what I do now. See, they're all just laying on the top, and then I just take my hand, just brush them in. Just brush them in and move them around. There's, just, they're not very big seeds, so you just, you don't really have to cover them. You just brush them in. Some of them will get covered up a little more than others, but that's okay. No problem there. And they'll take off just like that row did over there, and they'll grow and eventually make thousands more of these little tomatoes. So one thing people don't realize is tomatoes are just extremely easy to grow. Extremely easy to grow. And I suggest everybody, if you got a little spot to grow them, just, find your favorite tomato, crack it open, and put those seeds all in here. So that wasn't so hard, was it? I'm just a little winded because I'm bending up and down, and my leg hurts. So, all right, I got those all mixed in. I'm not going to do anything else with that other than just let it set. The ground the dirt's moist. So anyway, that row from there to here is seeded, and I'll just let it grow. That row over there, I need to go and finish getting the weeds out from around the little tomato plants. I will end up with, an extreme amount of tomato plants. So I'll probably come in behind myself and thin them out, I guess you could say, maybe. Or I could transplant them elsewhere. But, all right. There we go. Woo-wee. It's a nicer day today, not quite as humid. But I am smelling a dead animal. It's almost unbearable. There is a dead animal under there, and it's pretty bad. I think he's a groundhog. Pretty sure he's a groundhog. Oh well. Okay. Well, that's a good bit. I need to go get my cucumber seeds and bring them out and go ahead and plant those down there. And then these aren't very big yet, but I believe those cucumbers right down there are getting ready to want a vine. So I'll be starting to build a trellis. And I'm gonna have to trellis from there to here and from here to there. And I'm assuming these trellises need to be at least 5 foot tall, maybe 6 foot tall. So I'm gonna have to get together some poles and some wire or some tough string or something like that. And that'll be another video. All right. I'm gonna keep on. This is my fall garden, but I'm gonna keep on until this whole little area is cleaned up really nice, planted, and have it prepared for spring as well. It's gonna be my fall garden, but it's also gonna be my spring garden. So I'll have these trees trimmed back and also the underbrush trimmed back and riding my lawnmower down through there and have this all looking really good. It takes time, yeah. We've had a tremendous amount of rain, and I had to change my work schedule in order to be able to, want to come out here. But I got that done. So give me a thumbs up, wish me luck, subscribe to my channel. You know what to do.